Hello, everybody, Glass Half Dead here. Or, to the majority of you, like the sixth person today that's covered this news, but you happen to see, like me, in the sidebar of the recommended video of the one that you actually wanted to watch. So, hi. What is Warhammer Underworlds? Good question. So, Warhammer Underworlds is arguably the most competitive game that Games Workshop has ever released. Is that true? Am I making stuff up? Okay, I'm going to say actually second most competitive, the most competitive actually being the one that is actually made by Play Fusion, but obviously using the Games Workshop IP, which is Warhammer Champions, which is just a card game. However, from Games Workshop Prime, and if you want to use miniatures, Warhammer Underworlds is the most competitive game you can play with Games Workshop. And they have just announced Warhammer Underworlds Online. Exciting. Let's take. Oh, so what is Warhammer Underworlds? You already know, but I've got to get 10 minutes. So, Warhammer Underworlds is a hex-based board game. It's a board game, far more than anything else Games Workshop has released. You build a deck of cards, so it's a deck builder. You have some miniatures, which could be represented by cardboard tokens, frankly. They're not that important. And you play cards, you have character profiles on these cards, and you attempt to gain glory. Glory are just victory points, objective points, whatever you want to call them. And the way you build your deck dictates how you can gain glory, and also the special abilities that you can use with which to kill your opponent, which will probably end up getting you glory. There you go. Right, let's take a look at Warhammer Underworld's online teaser trailer. Okay, that was exciting. So teaser trailer, that is exactly what a teaser trailer is supposed to be. It doesn't tell you anything about the game. My assumptions are that this, and again, assumptions I have absolutely no proof is that this is going to be a straight copy from the board game. This isn't going to be a live action Warhammer Underworlds. They're not going to add anything new. There's not going to be no new gameplay. This is going to be a straight copy from Warhammer Underworlds board game to Warhammer Underworlds online on your PC. At least I hope. That's what I really want. If that's all this game is, I'm going to buy it. In fact, I've already wishlisted it on Steam. That's how excited I am for this game. But why? So, I've told you what Warhammer Underworlds is. Let's talk about the monetization of Warhammer Underworlds. So, Warhammer Underworlds is a competitive game. That's how it's been marketed. That's how it has been designed. And I think that's awesome. If you want to play a Games Workshop game that's competitive, this is the one. Great. However, as a competitive game, you have to assume that people are going to play it competitively. So, that instantly removes an argument. The argument that you may hear is, oh, well, if you want to play Warhammer Underworlds, all you need is the starter box. And then that's it. You don't have to buy anything else. Okay. The reason that doesn't work as an argument is because every miniatures pack that you can buy comes with, I believe, 60 cards. I might be slightly wrong. 30 of those cards, so fully half of the cards in the expansion for every faction. And I believe there are now 12 factions. Okay, so you've got 2 starter boxes and 12 factions. That's I haven't run the numbers, but that's roughly correct. And there are faction specific cards in each faction box. That's great. That's fine. I'm all for that. However, There are neutral cards in every single expansion. 30 cards out of your 60 card deck in each expansion are neutral cards that can be used in any other faction. So I feel I don't even need to go on. I assume you get it. But if you've never played Warhammer Underworlds, if for some reason you're watching me, and basically to be competitive, and this is a competitive game, keep that in mind, you have to buy every single expansion. What started out as a really good, fun, small game that played quickly and um, was tight, concise rules, really good stuff. I mean, I actually played in the first ever Warhammer Underworlds tournament at is it Blood and Glory? Somewhere. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, I lost horribly. It was wow, I'm bad at the game. I'm really bad at the game. But I enjoyed myself. So, I know what I'm talking about. I have bought every single warband for Warhammer Shadespire. Shadespire. They are currently on Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault, where they've added magic to the game. But what they've done, and this is honestly a testament to them. This is really great. Is they have managed to keep all of the warbands from Warhammer Underworlds relevant in Warhammer Shadespire. Underworlds in Shadespire. Night Vault, Shadespire, Night Vault. They've managed to keep all of the warbands from Shadespire, the first season, relevant in Night Vault, the second season. And that's really good. Has there been power creep? Yeah, there's been power creep. But it's a competitive game. There's always power creep. That's actually not a negative. That'll be that's a whole nother video to discuss my issues and non-issues with power creep. But so basically, you have to buy every single expansion to be able to run a viable deck. So instead of looking at what is a very, very reasonably priced starter box, I want to point that out. The starter set is very reasonably priced, and I would 100% say everybody should buy. Really good game. Um, but to be able to play the full, competitive Warhammer Underworlds, you have to buy every single expansion. So you're looking at what, £350 minimum buy-in, plus terrain, plus there's an extra board pack now. That's a lot for what turns out to be a 20-minute card game, basically. Okay, so anyway, I'm really excited for this. This is cool. I've pre-ordered it on Steam already. I highly recommend everybody else does. But what are we actually getting? So they're telling us it's going to go into early access. I'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to be able to get it when it's just two warbands, which we can pretty safely assume are going to be the same two warbands that you start with in not Nightfall, Underworld, Shadespire. So it's going to be Garrix Reavers and Steelheart's Champions. That's fine by me. No issues with that. Cool. Um, and then as the early access period goes on, they're going to be giving us new content. Now, I've just talked about the monetization options for Warhammer Underworlds. Physical. Warhammer Underworlds Online, they are telling us at the moment, is a single purchase and we get everything. That is why it's an instant purchase for me. That's really great. Honestly, that's amazing. So if they manage to deliver with this game, and I assume they will, we're going to get to that in a second, I am never going to buy another physical Warhammer Underworlds item. Yeah, I don't see why I would. The monetization of that game, unfortunately, isn't working for me. If I wanted to, I've already gone over the monetization. I'm not going to do it again. It's a no go for me. I can't be bothered to drop that much on what's supposed to be a 20-minute game. But this is one purchase, and you know what? Honestly, if they could charge me full AAA price, I will happily pay £50 for a finished game. Now, obviously, I'm going to be buying it when it's in early access, and so I'm definitely going to feel cheated if they charge me AAA prices for that. But that's fine. I'm effectively buying in early access to support the game, so that when it releases properly, I get the full game. That's fine. I'm the kind of person that's okay with that. I'm okay with buying into early access to support the developer. No issues. Cool. So now we have to do a little bit of digging. Hopefully this is something other people haven't done, but I'm sure they have. Steel Sky Productions. Who the hell are they? Don't worry, I've Googled it for you. So, Steel Sky Productions are the guys that are making this game. This is their website. I've brought their website up for us up here. As far as I can tell, they haven't done anything else. I couldn't find anything else they've done. This is their website. They are the developers behind this game. What the hell is Games Workshop smoking, man? This is insane. Like, Games Workshop has money. They can hire companies to do this stuff for them, but they're not. So, I assume what has happened here is a new games company, Steel Sky Productions, has come to Games Workshop and said, "Can we please make this game?" And Games Workshop said, "Yeah, okay, we don't give a shit, pay us money." That sounds like Games Workshop's stance on most things when it comes to digital versions, so let's assume that's correct. And here we go. And this is what we get. We get a company that has never made a game before making a game. Okay, so look, I'm not inherently against a new company making a game. I don't think that's necessarily bad. But this has a chance to be a huge thing, right? Like, esports is becoming bigger and bigger every day. Play Fusion, the guys that do the Warhammer Champions, have just announced they're doing a $100,000 tournament for their game. And I mention that not because it's particularly crazy in the terms of esports in general, but that's Games Workshop. That's a Games Workshop game. Well, it's a Play Fusion game, but let's ignore that. So, like, this has a chance to be a real thing. They have pitched Warhammer Underworlds as a competitive game, and now they are giving us a PC game, a PC port, by a company that's never done anything. What? 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 Okay, fine. All I'm saying that this has the potential to take over or overtake from the, the board game and actually become more viable than the initial product. Because as we all know, lots of people got into Warhammer from Dawn of War. Lots of people got into Warhammer from Total War Warhammer. This, hypothetically, is going to be a fast-paced game with lovely looking graphics that is going to hit a lot of current zeitgeists in regards to card-based play and dice. People love that shit. And they've given it to a nobody company. They're just going to release it as a game. That, which I know might sound to you like, well, yeah, I want to play a game. But they are going to release it as a game when they could be releasing it as an esport. Look, okay, this is all stuff for the future. I realise. Who knows what's actually going to happen? I'm just saying they are not putting their best foot forward. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Basically, Steel Sky Productions would not have the budget to actually monetize the game for esports, and I think they're missing a beat. That's all. Anyway, I'm still excited for the game as a game. I just wish that they would have looked at the bigger picture and actually tried to grow the hobby again. Yeah. Anyway, you know, I highly recommend that everybody that's stuck with me to the end of this video, I don't know why you have, I've just ranted for like 10 minutes, goes and puts Steel Sky Productions Warhammer Underworlds online onto their Steam wishlist as well. And hopefully they're going to launch with multiplayer. If so, hit up my Steam friends list, I'd love to play with some of my subscribers. All right. Oh, while I'm talking about subscribers, like, comment, subscribe, please. I guess because if honestly, if you're this far into the video, you probably already subscribed to me. Let's be honest. Anyway, glass half dead. Hope you've had a great day.